Flosstube. This is Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher. Today is March 10th, Thursday, and I am back with Flosstube number 3. Thank you so much for everyone who's subscribed, who's liked my channel, commented. I want to thank you to Danielle with Love and Stitchin' for shouting me out on her channel, along with anyone else who has given a shout out. I really appreciate it. And am excited to share with you today. So I wanted to go ahead and share some previous finishes. I'm going this week with some charts that have to do with bees, since I'm really into stitching bees right now. My first chart is Buffalo Plaid Summer by Stitching with the Housewives. I did stitch this on chalkboard black Ada 14 count, and this is finished on a piece from Hobby Lobby in the spring section, and the beads were strung across the side, and I just put them down at the bottom. So that one has beads in it. This is called Buzz of the Bees by Stitching with the Housewives, and I did dye this fabric. I do not remember, it was one of the blues, and then I did do it in coffee tea dye. All called for colors, and this is the same finishing piece as the Buffalo Plaid Summer. This is called Humble Honey by Hands On Design, and I did change the colors. It was originally stitched on black with teal, and I changed them to black coffee. This is Ladybug, 4-leaf clover, and queen bee, and excuse me, those are colors inspired by Java Girl Stitches, Christy, and I love this one so much. This frame is from Michael's from the spring section, and it had some words here. It already had this plaid in the back, but I thought that that worked perfectly. Then my next finish is, this is Honeybee Lane by Stitching with the Housewives. It does have sunflowers, but it also has bees. So I thought this would be a perfect easy. You can pick this up in their Etsy shop to stitch on Tuesdays with us. And then this is a What's in My Cup Honeybee. Again, stitched on chalkboard black Ada. This yellow fabric is a honeycomb by Holt. Yellow with some plaid, and this is a piece from Hobby Lobby in the spring section. It's an older piece. They did have it again last year. This is what the words said inside of it, but they, Stitching with the Housewives, did finish a few different ones on this. And that is it for previous finishes. And then quickly, I just wanted to talk about my organization, kind of how I'm keeping myself organized. I was using the cross stitch journal, but I did find that it was a little bit much to have that, make sure I had it with my pattern and my project. So I have kind of adapted it and created a little bit of a different plan. The first thing that I have is I have printed off all of these are blank calendars from Fat Quarter Shop. I'll link it below. And this is what I want to get accomplished. I wrote down my monthly stitch alongs, some of the clubs that I'm getting patterns from for the month, my WIP Go numbers, and then this is all of the stuff that I want to do. I know on Sundays I'm working on Teresa Kogut's Robin's Garden. On Wednesdays, the tiered trays. Friday, the Dapper Doodads. Tuesdays, the bee charts. So I just kind of wrote down what I thought I wanted to work on, and then the other ones I filled in. This is my plan for what I want to get done. Then I also purchased the Needlework Enthusiast Book of Days, which is just a simple calendar. And then I have some stickers in there. But in here is where I'm writing down what I actually did that day. So for instance, on Monday, I did stitch on flea market baskets. On Tuesday, I worked on Bumblebee Kisses, and so on. So if I want to know what I did on that day, I can come to here and I will know exactly what I did. I also am trying to write when I started and finished things. So like on Thursday last week is when I started Barn Sweet Barn. Well, on Saturday is when I finished it. So I wrote that down. Bumblebee Kisses, I started and finished it on Tuesday. So it's also kind of giving me a little bit of a judge of time without actually calculating exactly how long it's taking. Because I don't really have time to make sure I start my timer, stop the timer. So I'm just trying to come up with what works with my own schedule. The other part is within my bag, I am also keeping a card that tells me all of the details about my project, what fabric I'm using, the colors, what the stitch count is, so that I have physical information about my chart, but I'm keeping that in each individual bag. And that idea came from Michelle Made by Michelle McGraw, is she keeps an index card with her project information. I thought that was a really good idea. Then I'm not having to make sure I'm carrying my journal with me. It's all in the bag. And that makes it a little bit easier for myself for the organization. Some people like to use the journal and that works for them. So you just kind of have to figure out what works best for you and your own stitching. So my next section is my finishes. I have one finish and one fully finished. My fully finished, which you saw the tutorial, was my Barn Sweet Barn for March. I finished this and did a tutorial on it. I did end up stitching it on the 10 count vintage cloth. I have bought some 11 count that I probably will use for the next ones. But in any event, I like all of them. And then I have Bumblebee Kisses by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And this is on 25 count cloud vintage cloth. And I didn't fully finish it, but I did just pick this up this morning from Michael's, and it is a little chalkboard stand, and I think it will be perfect on there. So I'm gonna finish that on here. And this is from Michael's. I just got it today, so yours should be getting it in. It looks like they were getting a lot more stuff in, so you might wanna go check Michael's out. But that was my Tuesday start and finish for my bees. And that was all that I got finished this week. I did work on a couple different whips. My first whip was Gertrude's Garden by Stitching with the Housewives. And this is how far I got on that. And this is evening blue fabric with just a coffee dye. Just a tea dye. I did not have any coffee to use. So I like it a little better. It's a little bit lighter. And then I have Egg Hunt, which I'm almost done with this. I just have a little bit more at the top and then some stuff in the basket and filling him in a little bit more. And I already do have my finishing piece. I am gonna finish it on the house, or I'm sorry, not the house, the bunny from 141 Design Company. And I just spray painted this last night. And then I sanded the edges, and I love how that turned out. I also posted a picture earlier on Instagram with some other of the finishing bunnies from Target that this would look great on. So those are some other options. And then I worked on Sunday on my Robin's Garden, which is my Teresa Kogut Patreon chart. I love this one so much. This is on 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. And I did the border. This all needs to be filled in. And then I started working on the flower over here. But I love this. It was so relaxing, and it was really nice to work on something different than I normally work on. So I'm really enjoying this, and I'm really loving the colors is the main part, and the birds are really pretty. And then I also pulled out my flea market baskets, which is right here. And I started working on the gingham. I just started an outline up here. So I need to get back to this, finishing outlining and then working on the gingham. So that is part of my plans for this week for sure. And then last night, I just felt like I really wanted to work on something summery, Americana, just to change up the colors. I've seen a lot of pink lately. So I pulled this one out. This is called All American by Primrose Cottage Stitches from last year. You can buy the PDF on their Etsy shop. This is a piece of white Aida that I dyed with denim blue and put it in some coffee tea. And last night I just worked on a little bit of this bunting and some of the word. So I love this. I love all of her patterns that have the words on them. They're easy, fun, and quick to be working on. So I pulled that one out, and I think I'll get working on that a little bit more. I really like that. Next is my haul. So I bought not too much stuff this week, but I love Pat Carson's needles, and as many of you know, they are not in production anymore. So I really need to find some other needles to have. So I bought a couple different things to try from Fat Quarter Shop. These are called Mary Arden tapestry needles. I'm gonna try those out. And then also I bought these Peacemaker tapestry needles to try those out as well. So we'll see what I like, and I'll give a review kind of how they compare, because I know a lot of people like the Pat Carson needles. I also picked up this needle book by Moda. This was on Fat Quarter Shop too, to stick some needles in. These are some little needle minders with bees these are just from Hobby Lobby. I thought they were so cute. So I'll put these in with my bee project. And then I have a couple charts. These are for Nashville releases. I bought the PDFs of these, and then some of the other ones are in paper that are coming. This is called Summertime, which is just like that 4th of July one by Primrose Cottage. This is for my It Be Tuesday, the bee sampler ABC. I thought that was so cute. Hello Summer, also by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And these are all PDFs, so you can just download them. They released all of their market charts today on their Etsy shop in PDF. This is Luminous Fiber Arts Gathering Berries. I thought that was really pretty. And this is with the Belle Soie silk, and I did order that. And I'm really excited to start that. I'm waiting for the silk to come. And I also ordered from Market Gathering Honey, which I'll add to my bee Tuesday stitch along as well. And these are both from Stitchy Princess on Etsy, and she's a designer from Ukraine, so I wanted to help support her. So I picked out 2 charts that I thought might be cute to stitch up for my daughter's rooms. This is called Flower Fairy, cute, and also Alice in Wonderland. I thought this was really fun. I'm not really sure when I will get working on them, but I wanted to go ahead and support her now. And then I also, this is a new stitch along coming up, is Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery on March 25th is starting their new stitch along called Under the Sea. And these are the colors, just to give you an idea. It's not my normal color palette that I go for. I don't normally stitch with a lot of purples, but I thought this was really pretty. And I think that it would be really fun to stitch for one of my daughter's rooms. So I'm gonna dye my own fabric. You can buy kits through them on frostedpumpkinstitchery.com. But I just went ahead and picked up the DMC from Hobby Lobby, and then I'm going to dye some fabric to go along with that. And that is starting on March 25th. It's once a month. They will email you a chart or a portion of the chart, and then you just stitch along with them. So I will update you on my progress on that. And I'm excited about that. Also, I have a few more charts coming from Nashville that I'm just waiting to come in, and I'll share those with you. I'm sure many of you have seen all of the releases from Needlework Market, and everyone's so excited to get their charts in and get started, and it's always fun to start something new. So my plans in the coming weeks, month, next week my kids have spring break, so I may or may not have a video, I'm not sure, and it will also depend on how much stitching I can get done with them being home, all of them being home all week long. So we'll see about that. But I'm going to continue through the month of March working with the plans I wrote on my calendar, trying to stick to them to catch up with my stitch-alongs. I'm kind of getting over stitching spring, but I do have a few more that I really want to get done for this year. So I'm going to work on those. In April, I'm thinking I'm going to move into summer, maybe like do a little focus on bees. Primrose Cottage stitches said that they're going to do a stitch along with bees in April. So I might work on that and then maybe incorporate a little bit of summer. And then I'm going to start the Quilt-O-Graphy stitch along on March 16th, and I'll make sure to post about that. Frosted Pumpkins, that one starts on March 25th. So we'll see kind of what gets done. I'm just kind of been in I'm ready to move into some red, white, and blue stitching. So we'll see. So that's why I pulled out that whip last night, to give me a little bit of something, because I don't think I'm fully ready to dive into summer patriotic, but I just wanted to have a little bit of something extra. So I did want to do some giveaways this week. I really appreciate all of the subscribers. We've gotten to 1,000 subscriptions, or a little bit over 1,000 subscribers. So I really want to say thank you, and I appreciate everybody joining me, watching my videos, and sharing them. Like I said at the beginning, this is very exciting and not something I ever thought would happen. So I'm really excited. So in order to enter the giveaway, don't say giveaway, don't say free, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and then answer the question below, and then you'll use numerical numbers next to your comment to say which ones you're interested in. So the question I am interested in is, what is your favorite season to stitch? And if you don't stitch seasons, then what is your favorite type of chart? Do you like samplers? Do you like just smalls? So what kind of do you like stitching? And then I have 3 giveaways. So you're simply gonna answer the question and then write 1, 2, or 3 if you want all of them, 1, 2, and 3, or just which number. So the first giveaway is Humble Honey by Hands On Design. It's the chart and also a house from Target, this is the house that I finished my Barn Sweet Barn on. So that's number 1. Number 2 is Buzz of the Bees by Stitching with the Housewives, along with another house. And then number 3 is Dutch Sampler Collection by Hello from Liz Matthews. And this actually has 3, I think it's 3 charts. The big one, the little one, and then there's another chart from in here. But I had an extra one of these, so I thought I'd give that away. So that's number 3. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you are back next week for Flosstube number 4, and I look forward to reading all of your comments and responses. Thank you so much, and have a great week. Bye.